Welcome back to the Crypto Father channel. Today is the 9th of December, and it looks like MicroStrategy picked up a little bit more Bitcoin, despite the fact that there is fear and people are talking about MicroStrategy having to sell some Bitcoin to cover their expenses, losses. They seem to not really give a flying F and are buying more Bitcoin. So that's what's up today. We're going to look at the charts, we're going to look at the markets, we're going to look at the news and all the good stuff. But before I do jump into the markets, please make sure to smash up the likes. As always, hit the bell notification button, subscribe to the channel, check out the ref links below the video because anything that's there, the wallets, the books, all of that helps support the channel. The market cap is at $3.17 trillion. It's dipped since yesterday, $121 billion in trading volume. Trend looks green, but this is outflowing capital because the market cap has dipped since yesterday. Bitcoin is at 90,000. Yesterday was at 92,000. Presently at $90,000. Ethereum at 3,129. There's some news on BlackRock and ETFs. There's BlackRock is up to something new, something no good, I guess. They're up to something in any case. And so Ethereum is supposed to be pumping. Maybe Tommy Lee knew something that we didn't know. That's why he was hinting at the possibility of Ethereum pumping some more, because he thought what I'm going to talk to you about, if you haven't read the news about BlackRock and Ethereum just yet, then maybe this is going to be news to you. Solana, $134. BNB at $8.98. Cardano, 43 cents on 11th place, not too shabby. Litecoin at $83, Toncoin 163, and Polkadot at 213. The fear and greed index has gone up by 2 dots. Yesterday we were sitting at 22, today it's 24. What's happening on Bitcoin? The Bitcoin charts, I was messing around a little bit. Let's go over to the full screen. I drew an upward moving channel right here on Bitcoin, kind of showing the trajectory in which Bitcoin should expect it to be moving over the next little while. As you can see right now, Bitcoin is kind of toying with this middle point of the upward moving channel on the monthly, the big one. This box right here is the support and resistance. Basically what we're looking at is the last levels at which Bitcoin has been testing. So right here at the 98,000 level, Bitcoin has tested this level multiple times. So prior to breaking out into the all-time high, Bitcoin has tested this level was served as a resistance right here once, and then over here again, and then over here again. Despite the fact that it broke above that, it did retrace back down below it and wasn't able to break above that until it did break above it, and then it tested it once, and then it tested it again before pumping up and then breaking back down. And an interesting pattern that you can see that has formed earlier. Why are people talking about this being a bearish flag? When you look over here, there's a similar pattern that we saw before. Right here, we had a low, then we had a higher low, and then we had a high and a higher high, and then it all went crashing down. And all of that beautiful stuff is also in line with an upward moving channel, which we saw right here. We had this movement, and then eventually Bitcoin crashed down below it and continued downward. And so now we are seeing a similar situation right here. Now, of course, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, that this is going to pan out. Nothing is for sure. But if we did break below this level, if Bitcoin broke out of this channel, the next stop could be, we could see a stop here at $73,000. Because that is another level of support, which was right here at the $73,000. This level was tested before right here, right over here, right over here. Maybe, I guess I should maybe draw it down a little bit just so you can see it a bit clearer. It was tested here, tested here, tested here. It didn't quite make it over here, but close. And then once it broke above, it did remain above this level, and then it came close to testing it right here. So we could see Bitcoin retrace back down to this level. In reference to the 70% retracement that was suggested before, so this is a 70% retracement that I mapped out at from the very top down to $72,000. So some other people have made other predictions of much lower trajectories. So a 70% retracement on Bitcoin right here would bring it down to into the 70s, into the high 70s, and it would line up nicely with these levels right here. So it is possible that we could see, if Bitcoin does break down below this bullish or this bearish flag right here, then there is potentially a $74,000 Bitcoin at play. And if it did break even further down below this, and we could be looking at a level just around here, quite possibly, because that was a level of support right here, tested right here and right here. That was the resistance before breaking above it, and also over here we had a bit of a resistance as well. So this could be the next level at $48,000. But again, these are all probabilities. Whether that's going to happen or not is another question. In the meantime, what is happening in the world of crypto? Bitcoin hovers around 90,000 as Sailor reveals 960 million buy, and Kablemo Strategy's stockpile swells to 660,624 Bitcoin. If we go over to MicroStrategy, he just made a purchase yesterday. Another purchase of Bitcoin, massive purchase, 10,624 Bitcoin at $90,615 per Bitcoin. And right now, Strategy is sitting at 660,624 Bitcoin. Average cost per Bitcoin is 74,694. So even if Bitcoin dumped all the way down, even if it retraced 70% down to $73,000, I guess Strategy would be losing, would see some unrealized losses. But of course, if that were to be the bottom, you know, anything prior to 75,000, MicroStrategy would be looking okay, since this is not at $75,000. In another news, something to give you a bit more anxiety about your trading and on the go. Like, you know, not if you're trading, if you're a regular trader and you spend times obsessing over charts and can't sleep at night because your charts have you awake. Now you can postpone that even longer with the mood ring that apparently TradingView has partnered up with in order to launch this gizmo, this gadget ring that is linked to a trading account, to your trading account, I guess. TradingView has announced a partnership with Mood Ring to release a smart wearable device designed specifically for traders. The companies are developing a smart ring that can be connected directly to a user's trading account and provide real-time feedback based on price movements of selected assets. Wild. So your mood ring would probably be just vibrating and turning red and green and giving you constant anxiety as you look at this thing and are tearing your hair out on a regular basis. And I know that they will sell out tons of these, and people will wear them before they realize how anxiety-invoking these things are going to be. I can just see it. BlackRock has announced another surprise. Bitcoin ETF giant BlackRock files to launch Ethereum staking ETF. Investment firm BlackRock filed the S1 registration statement for an Ethereum staking ETF. Separate from its existing ETH fund. They filed it on Friday, I guess last week. The newest ETF, ETHB, would track the returns of ETH and add rewards from the portion of the token holdings that are staked. BlackRock's spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs are the most successful spot funds on the market for each respective asset. So BlackRock is going to begin capitalizing even more. Like right now, they're making the most profits on their Bitcoin ETF, and now they're going to start capitalizing on Ethereum as well by introducing staking mechanism and just start racking in on the staked ETH. And I know that this may seem good, but it's not. This is definitely not good. I mean, BlackRock is balls deep in crypto. It's balls deep in every other aspect of economics, company and whatnot, and now also in crypto. And BlackRock is going to rule the world. I mean, they do already, basically. Zcash rebounds after defending 310 as bulls attempt trend breakout. Here is whether Zach can keep climbing. Zcash is, I think, sitting at $400 right now. It is on the trending list here on CoinMarketCap, 16.4%, pump $407. Literally, when you look at the Zcash chart, what in the name? So this is, I don't know what exchange this is being fed from, but Zcash at its launch, it pumped all the way to $30,000. Are you serious? This is so bizarre. Anyway, so this is the indicator, and then it essentially just went into on the monthly because the chart's getting too big. Aside from these two massive candles at the inception of Zcash, Zcash hasn't seen a lot of action until just recently, until this year. So there isn't much that we can trade on it, I guess. It's been going in a straight line, essentially. It's been going in a downtrend. As a matter of fact, we're going to draw a parallel channel like this. Now we've got a trajectory right here. The bottoms, it's hard to draw because, well, there are no tops. There are only three tops at the top, at the bottom, and it's moving downwards. If we're going to do it on a daily, right here, the smaller one, I guess this could be our trajectory right here. Connect the tops, the bottoms presently, and see where Zcash is going to go from here on out. This would be the top, not the all-time high. I guess the all-time high, the proper all-time high, because prior to this, like I said, the initial indicators are setting Zcash at $30,000, so that's just completely bizarre. So this is where we can see Zcash go. Resistance lines right here at $739. Support presently at 341 and climbing. We'll see if this holds over the next few days, but so far it has been well, it looks like this line is a pretty good indicator of where the support line may be at the present time. It bounced off 1, 2 right here and a couple of candles right here, and presently this candle is bouncing off of this level as well, continuously climbing. So it's looking pretty good for Zcash. Argentina prepares major shift, allowing banks to offer crypto services by 2026. Now, that's interesting. Argentina is preparing one of the most significant financial reforms in years as the central bank works on new rules that would allow trading banks to offer cryptocurrency trading and custody services. The framework is expected to take effect around April 2026 and would reverse the country's long-standing restrictions on institutional participation in digital assets. The shift reflects President Javier Milei's pro-market philosophy and acknowledges how deeply crypto has become embedded in the daily financial life of Argentines coping with extreme inflation. So the central bank's plan would overturn a ban imposed in 2022 when the Banco Central Republic Argentina prohibited banks from facilitating cryptocurrency transactions. The financial institutions would be required to operate their crypto divisions through legally separate units that meet stricter capital security and liquidity requirements. So this would be, I guess, like off branches of banks. These operations would fall under the oversight of the National Securities Commission, which already supervises the virtual asset providers. The framework is designed to ensure that KYC and AML standards remain exceptionally strict as the sector shifts from informal platforms into the formal banking system. Pretty good. The number of Bitcoin wallets holding more than 0.1 Bitcoin hasn't grown in 2 years. You know what that means? Retail isn't buying Bitcoin. The only Bitcoin that is changing hands is that of institutions and whales, I suppose. You've got Strategy and BlackRock scooping up mass amounts of Bitcoin. You've got ancient wallets, Bitcoin wallets, dumping Bitcoin. Some are shuffling it, some are buying it. but small fish-like sized Bitcoin purchases have not really grown since over the past 2 years, as according to this article. Since the Bitcoin network's launch in 2009, the number of unique Bitcoin addresses holding a balance greater than 0.1 Bitcoin increased every year through 2023. However, over the past 24 months, that cohort has been shrinking. Indeed, since December 8, 2023, the number has declined from 4,548,107 to 4,443,541. When we chart this metric, we see that the number of unique addresses has risen steadily despite some brief blips lasting a few months, peaking in December 2023. It plateaued through most of 2024 and then began to slide into today's somewhat historic 2-year low. So people, I guess, have been offloading a lot of Bitcoin. That 2.3% decline is substantially worse than the 0.7 decline in addresses holding 1/10 less, 0.01 Bitcoin, indicating less willingness by investors to hold larger balances within single wallets over the past 2 years. Could also be that people are distributing their balances amongst other wallets, I guess, to avoid getting hacked or losing their Bitcoin, or God knows what else. Are there fewer investors with more than 0.1 Bitcoin? On its face, the metric seems to indicate a dwindling number of Bitcoin investors holding a few $1,000s worth of Bitcoin on a ledger, Trezor, cold card, or similar wallet. Of course, it's impossible to determine whether the actual number of people holding less than 0.1 Bitcoin has declined or not. Long dormant wallets suddenly move millions in Bitcoin after 13 years. Wallets tied to the Silencio crypto project moved Bitcoin after 13 years. New long dormant Bitcoin wallets recently moved a total of 2,000 Bitcoin, worth approximately 180 million after more than 13 years. The coins had remained dormant since 2011-2012, when Bitcoin traded for less than $15 a piece. Understanding the Silencio crypto project. What the heck is the Silencio crypto project? The Bitcoin we're talking about belongs to wallets tied to the Silencio crypto project created by Utah-based entrepreneur Mike Caldwell beginning in 2011. The Silencio coins are physical collectibles containing embedded private keys. Each physical coin, issued in denominations ranging from 1 to 1,000 Bitcoin, had a public Bitcoin address. It contains a redeemable private key that is protected by a tamper-evident hologram. Once the hologram is removed, it leaves a honeycomb pattern as proof of access. Some Silencios are advanced and have an encrypted private key. Owners of such collectibles must decrypt the private keys using a passphrase to redeem the Bitcoin. Sounds convoluted, but I guess it created some kind of gamified version of Bitcoin in the early days. Whatever works, whatever got people trading Bitcoin. Make sure to smash up the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel. Come back here tomorrow for the latest, for the freshest news in crypto, on Bitcoin and everything else. Check out the ref links below the video. Pick up a Descent wallet because, man, it's still on sale. You're still getting the, if you buy it now, you get your juicy CryptoFather discount, as well as a $30, up to $30 airdrop into your gas tank to cover your gas fees, transactions, gas fee transactions on the, through the wallet. Also, do pick up a copy of Crypto and Millennials because that book is going to save your bacon over the foreseeable future in crypto. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Peace.